Welcome to the old cotton mill town of Blackburn on a November night, deep in the heart of Lancashire. Difficult game this for the leaders, Manchester United, away from home. Blackburn with a very fine record indeed against them. Indeed, in the last 5 league meetings, Manchester United have not won at all against this opposition. Chelsea too have pulled level on points this afternoon with United going into this game. So perfectly set up here, and Manchester United know this might be a key stopping off point on their way to what they hope will be regaining the title that they haven't managed to bring to Old Trafford for the last 3 seasons. Worth remembering that Blackburn Rovers themselves were champions back in 1995, in the days when Sutton and Shearer were terrorising Premiership defences. Let's check the team news for you. Blackburn Rovers have Brett Emerton back after 4 games out with a hamstring injury. That means Lucas Neal switches to left back and Michael Gray drops to the bench. Morton Gamps Pedersen scored twice at Old Trafford last season, and David Bentley will have fond memories of the hat-trick he scored against United here at Ewood Park earlier this year. Manchester United are unchanged for the 3rd Premiership game running. Of this team, only Wayne Rooney and Cristiano Ronaldo played in midweek in the League Cup humiliation at Southend. Louis Saha was a particularly thorn in Rovers' side last season, scoring every time he faced them in 3 League and Cup meetings. Well, there is Brett Emerton, who's been missing lately, and Paul Scholes is just past 500 games for Manchester United. He's really playing so well, he should be back in the England squad, but he keeps on rejecting the overtures from Steve McLaren. Prefers to concentrate these days on his United career, and he's been absolutely buzzing, even though the vision from his eye is still not perfect. Benni McCarthy is the top scorer for Blackburn Rovers, the South African, and he will be a real threat. Man with Champions League experience in his time playing for Jose Mourinho, of all people, at Porto. Of course, this is the fixture that pits Mark Hughes, the Blackburn Rovers manager, against the club for whom he starred so often in the past. Mike Riley is the high-profile referee for this one, in a week when referees have been very much in the spotlight. But when aren't they? Pitch in perfect condition, and just about every surface you come across these days seems to be like this, almost good enough to play cricket on, it seems, even in November. Well, Mark Hughes, his team were accused of dirty tactics by Sir Alex Ferguson when United lost 4-3 here last season. Mark Hughes simply smiled wryly and pocketed the points. Starting his 21st year in charge of Manchester United. Mind you, that year started with a defeat at Southend. Indeed, United have lost 2 of their last 3 games, if you include the Champions League trip to Copenhagen. But they're making no slip-ups at all in the Premiership. They've won their last 5. It's a 6-game unbeaten run since they lost for the only time this season in the league. That was at home to Arsenal. You might remember the only side other than that to take points away from them were Reading in a 1-1 draw. Now we're going to have a minute's silence now, because it's Armistice Day, and we remember the dead of not only 2 world wars but more modern conflicts as well. There will be a minute's silence, as there is at every ground in the country today. Well, almost perfectly observed at Ewood Park. great sense of expectation around this game. Certainly one of the trickier away games that Manchester United will face this season. And Mark Hughes, who knows the psychology of his old boss only too well, will certainly have something up his sleeve again, and Sir Alex knows it. Few mind games going on between the man who used to be, of course, Mark Hughes' manager. So it's the 100th competitive meeting between these two clubs, Blackburn Rovers and Manchester United. Blackburn Rovers in their traditional blue and white halves. Joining me is a man who once scored 4 goals, I should say, in one game in a Premiership match, Edwin. Should be a good one, Edwin.
Thanks, Ian. Yeah, it certainly should be. And this game's always had a lot of tension about it, and red cards, sendings offs, and it's full of incident, full of goals as well. I think ever since Blackburn became a force in the Barclays English Premier League, you know, it's always had an extra edge to it. Obviously taking the title, as you mentioned, earlier on 11 years ago. I'm expecting no different today.
You mentioned red cards there, Edwin. Of course, Rio Ferdinand was sent off in the 4-3 game here a few months ago, which was a particularly feisty affair. Vidic winning the header there for Manchester United. Blackburn, no panic changes from them, even though they've lost their last 3 league games. They've just hit a bit of a roadblock at the moment. Ball hasn't been running for them, and they were particularly aggrieved at Aston Villa last week about the penalty which gave Aston Villa the lead. Need something from this one. Kizanashvili bringing it out and only playing it into touch. They've just made a little tweak at the back with Emerton back today. He'll go to right back with Lucas Neal at left back. Now Louis Saha trying to find a way through, and United getting a free kick. And I tell you something, Cristiano Ronaldo is going to fancy this.
Yeah, he will do. Great free kick he scored last week against Portsmouth. Great turn from Louis Saha. Uya's not close enough to him, and David Bentley's got to help him out, but does so by fouling him. And this is within range, as we know.
And he does have a way of hitting a ball in a certain way that it dips in front of the goalkeeper. He can almost make these free kicks talk, Ronaldo. And Mike Riley marching back. Yep, they've got to go back a yard. So here's an early chance, 3rd minute for Manchester United. It is Ronaldo, and the wall did its job that time.
The wall also moved from the end a couple of yards, didn't they?
Tends to happen, doesn't it? If they can get away with it, they will, of course. Rooney looks to be wearing gloves out there. Well, winter is on its way, I guess. Giggs feeds it wide. Now Ronaldo. It was a good block from Uya, the Dutch defender who's been signed from PSV Eindhoven. Look at this rain lancing down here.
Well, this could add to the excitement and drama for sure, Ian, but also the referee, Mike Riley's got a very important role to play, because he's going to have to give a little bit more allowance for tackles.
It is torrential as Giggs plays this in. Difficult for defenders. It's probably to the advantage of the forwards, this. McCarthy trying to turn.
Well, usually when conditions are like this as well, Ian, is that the teams who are much more precise with their passing, and Man United over the years certainly have been very precise with the way they pass the ball to their teammates, ball skipping off the surface. They're the ones who come out on top.
Now, Ryan Giggs has been in terrific form this season. There has been a little break for an injury. That's often the way with Ryan, but he's just been fantastic, hasn't he, over the years. Scholes heads it down. Carrick helps it on now. Saha to Ronaldo, switching between either wing. Manchester United full of confidence in the league. Oh, it's a dodgy back pass, particularly in these conditions, and Ronaldo here nearly had a chance to bend one. Well, they got themselves in a mess at the back there.
Well, he went for the shot with his left foot, Ian. I think one of his teammates, couldn't see if it was Michael Carrick or not, who was almost up alongside and was berating him for not leaving it to him and coming to take on his right hand side, his right foot. the conditions already playing havoc.
This is Bentley, who's dispossessed. One or two nasty moments for Blackburn Rovers already. Their confidence a little fragile possibly at the moment. McCarthy tries to have it down to Nonda, his strike partner. Got one or two key players out as well at the moment. Savage, Reed, who's out long term, and Jason Roberts too.
Yeah, they've got two sort of muscular players up front, Ian, obviously playing this 4-4-2. But if the game does become very stretched and those two guys get pretty tired towards the end of the game, they haven't got a lot on the bench. In fact, they've got nothing on the bench really to change it, to keep the passing of play. Francis Jeffers is the only one. He's certainly not that type of player, and he's certainly not in form either.
Emerton, who's been successfully converted to right back this season by Mark Hughes. He's usually been a right-sided midfielder before that. Well, they're glad to have him back. He's been doing a solid job there. Blackburn, funny old season. They couldn't win at the beginning, then they went on a good run, and just lately they can't pick up points again. They find themselves in 13th place, but of course they do have the distraction of the UEFA Cup as well. They're going pretty well in that.
Yeah, I was just going to mention that, Ian. It obviously is a distraction for a club that's not used to playing European football every season. Everybody in the town football club, everybody associated, officials and players, obviously looking forward to it, and it does detract a little bit from the way you perform week in, week out. But that's, for me, that's the main reason for the sluggish start.
Ferdinand for Manchester United, then Gary Neville. Scholes feeds it wide to Cristiano Ronaldo. Manchester United averaging nearly 2 goals a game in the Premiership. Rooney just kept it in play over there. Evra picks it up. Sahar on the near post. Uya just getting a foot in. Now Neville. Giggs. Neville again. One of the problems Blackburn will have is Manchester United's movement can be electric and can bemuse defenders, as Bolton and Portsmouth have found out in the last couple of weeks.
Well, the Blackburn midfield has got a really difficult job today, particularly Aaron Mokoena. He's the real destroyer in that part of the pitch. Two guys not going to be very helpful in that department. So the two wide players, Pedersen and David Bentley, are going to have a big job to come in and help him, because United will pass it around very, very quickly and very sharply. Paul Scholes and Michael Carrick. And as we've seen so far, the first 8 minutes, they've had probably almost about 80% possession.
Rooney was back there. Carrick, the pass master, but not that time.
Until this rain stops, if it does, Ian, everything's got to be so precise. And unless it's actually directed towards goal, somebody's making a stranger sort of run, and you're hoping it might hold up if any puddles appear. It's got to be more or less to feet the passing today.
Well, United are well capable of doing that, of course. Ronaldo to chase it. But it is 8.5 years since Manchester United had a Premiership win on this ground. And Neville, Scholes and Giggs were playing back then as well. Shows how long they've been around.
Well, it's incredible that Blackburn have managed to keep United at bay for 8 years.
Here, anyway. It was a cup win for Manchester United in that time. Now then, Rooney in that little pocket that he likes to occupy, with Giggs and Sahar ahead of him.
That's why the job for Mokoena in particular is going to be so difficult today, because not only does he have to contend with Scholes and Carrick in the middle, but he's also got Rooney, who will drop that bit more deeper, or more deeply than Louis Sahar. So that's an extra body to contend with. As I said, two guys, that's not his game. His game is to get the ball for Blackburn, pass it down, do things particularly in and around the halfway line in the final third, but defensively he's not the strongest.
Sahar. He's got 3 goals against Blackburn last season. These two sides did meet in the League Cup semi-final, as you might remember as well. Manchester United coming out on top over 2 legs. and going on to win the competition. The only silverware Sir Alex did win last season. It's the championship he wants back. Love the Champions League as well, of course, but maybe you can't be greedy, or maybe you can. Here's Giggs. Does well to get a cross in. Sahar was there again. I think his form really the main reason that Manchester United felt they could let Ruud van Nistelrooy go.
Well, not only that, Ian, they're hoping that he stays fit. Great work from Ryan Giggs. He's been really lively so far. Just not enough pace on the ball. It's not the worst cross in the world. Sahar he's under pressure. Trying to put too much bend on it. Try and get the power at the same time. Difficult from more than 12 yards out.
Brad Friedel launching it downfield, continuing his long run of games in the Blackburn goal, which is approaching 100 consecutive Premiership appearances for Brad Friedel.
The record held by David James, must be approaching 150, something like that. Always beaten by Frank Lampard, I think. I think Blackburn would like to make this a much more physical game than it is so far. As you said, Sir Alex Ferguson was complaining about the physical approach last season, but that's certainly a way to try and move them out of their stride. Don't have the players to do it, unfortunately, today, with Robbie Savage and Stephen Reid missing.
Yeah, those two would certainly be automatic selections, you would think, when fit. Here's McCarthy. Blackburn was 6th last season with 63 points. They had a storming finish. And Blackburn are going to get a free kick here. Maybe a first chance, and what are we in the 12th minute for them to put a bit of pressure on?
Well, we've just seen a little cameo there, Ian, in the space of a minute or so. Benni McCarthy holding off Rio Ferdinand a couple of times, and Nonda shrugging off Michael Carrick and drawing the foul. But they need to get good quick service to them both.
Bentley to curl it in. Not the best delivery. Kisanashvili is able to pick it up, the Georgian defender. Here's Sahar. The brakes on Manchester United. They're so adept at breaking with pace. Ronaldo. Rooney making movement. He's gone all the way out to Ryan Giggs. Across the rain-sodden surface. Look at Evra's run. And Giggs curls it into an area where he thought there might be a red shirt, but there wasn't, and he's wondering why.
Well, he just overplayed the cross, Ian. It was the right thing to do, because the run from Evra was covered. It's a decent ball from Ronaldo. Sahar just gives up on it a little bit. There's Evra coming in on the outside. He's got the option. If he wants to, he just overplays it. Yeah, Rooney goes near post. Shows his frustration at the cross.
You can see the idea, though. I think he thought that Rooney was going to check out and go back post, but that didn't happen. Evra beginning to establish himself at left back, though. Gabriel Ainsay is back fit again, though not really fully match sharp as yet. Bentley, the hat-trick hero last year for Blackburn, trying to spark them into some action.
What a great hat-trick that was as well, wasn't it?
Well, it was the day of his career so far, wasn't it, young Bentley?
Last hat-trick by an opposing player against Man United, I think, must have been about 13, 14 years ago. Dennis Bailey, I think, for QPR. That was at Old Trafford. Don't remember anyone else scoring a hat-trick against them.
Good memory. There's a name, Dennis Bailey. Giggs looking to get the little cushion header off Kisanashvili, but look at that, Paul Scholes getting across and reading it. Nonda does well. New is coming forward from the back. Here's Scholes.
The front two for Blackburn, for me, Ian, are very much a threat. Just need to get the likes of Bentley and Pedersen on the ball a little bit more at the moment. They've been drawn into that defensive game, helping their teammates out.
Good shot from Brad Friedel to Kizanashvili. He was blamed publicly, more or less, by his manager for Villa's second goal last week, Kizanashvili, but he's been particularly consistent other than that this season. Keeps his place, no panic. Sahar looking to engineer a half yard of space, and Uya just about doing enough with the help of his goalkeeper.
Good control from Sahar, and then he's given the opportunity to turn right on the edge of the box. I want somebody doing that now of his quality and in good goal scoring form.
Neville, who might have had a hat-trick last week against Portsmouth, he kept on breaking into attacking positions. Neil.
I think that would have been time to hang up the microphone, Ian, if Gary Neville scored a hat-trick after Makelele's half volley last week.
Yeah. Well, we need a few tales of the unexpected, don't we? And that certainly would have qualified. Neville. Carrick's ball round the corner and just unable to control it on what is a greasy and slightly difficult surface by the look of things. Kizanashvili, that looks offside, and it is.
Yeah, it's well held line. Vidic is the man in the middle, who comes up to join Evra and Ferdinand. And United are playing with a lot of purpose so far. Surely they obviously know the result early on today. Chelsea drawing level. On points, that is, anyway. Playing like a team who wants to stretch away again.
Well, it's become so very hard, I think, for the teams at the top, because they can barely afford to drop a point. So hot is the pace in recent seasons. And everybody just lagged behind Chelsea last season and just couldn't really get into the argument. Happily this time, for the state of the league anyway, we have a real title race on our hands. That's deflected and just over the bar. And it was Nonda who let it go. It took a deflection on the way through, and Van der Sar was worried.
Well, he gets the ball too easily for me, far too easily. Paul Scholes is stretching to try and get through on that interception from that pass through, and intercepted from Kizanashvili. And Nonda takes a pop from about 30 yards. You would expect, well, I'm sure Van der Sar was saying, go on, let him shoot, I can pick anything up from that range. Takes a wicked deflection, sees it sail over.
Shabani Nonda, the man on loan from Roma. The rain still lancing down, and Van der Sar there again had some work to do. Did Uya foul him on the way through? He might have done.
Well, that certainly wasn't a foul for me. He gets in front of Van der Sar. I think he's just given a goal kick. Van der Sar goes to meet it, goes to punch it, but he gets nowhere. If Uya gets a flick on that, that's going to nestle in the net, or at least be bobbing around the penalty area. Great corner from Pedersen.
It was a goal kick. Mike Riley got that right. There certainly wasn't a free kick, was there? Brett Emerton, the Australian who played in the World Cup. The Australians doing pretty well. Lucas Neal starring in that side as well. He's a left back, of course, for Blackburn today. Goals to Carrick. Now Neville. Manchester United looking to keep their slick passing game going, and this is a lovely looking move so far. Sahar's got it, and that deflected on the way through too. Not a problem for Friedel.
What a great move that was. So much one-touch play. Carrick, Gary Neville, and just on the wrong side for Louis Sahar. If that's on his left foot, or he's able to turn, I'm sure he's going to come inside. Takes a deflection, but easy for Friedel in the end. As with most games in, when you're on top, you really want to be testing the goalkeeper, and they've not done that so far. You can be punished in this league by the weakest teams. Blackburn are certainly not amongst the weakest ones for me. So they're going to have a little period today in both halves where they're going to be on top.
Emerton raiding down the right-hand side. Look at the ball holding up on the surface.
And he should have got a corner for me. Pulls it back, comes off Patrice Evra.
It's Ronaldo from Manchester United, still getting booed by some sections of the crowd who still haven't forgotten some of his antics at the World Cup, which in truth didn't win him too many friends, but I think that little episode should have been largely forgotten by now.
Not till the next tournament, Ian. And someone else does it.
Yeah, well, some people have got long memories. But I don't think there are any problems between Ronaldo and Rooney anymore, which was all the pre-season talk, wasn't it? Giggs looking to get Rooney in behind here. Emerton goes to ground. Referee says play on. It's Wayne Rooney. He's going to go alone. Tried to beat Friedel on his near post, and it wasn't really on.
Great play from Rooney. The two of them almost overrun the ball in the end. There's Emerton, both trying to strong arm each other. Emerton takes a tumble, but he really does the right thing. There's nobody ready to square it back to. Does Brad Friedel get a touch on it? I don't think so. Yeah, Blackburn cut the angles down. He gets a big foot on it.
United do get a corner out of that. And there has been an awful lot of rain. You saw there on the replays of that incident just how sodden the surface is. Not sure it could take an awful lot more.
No, it's not the first time I've seen a rain-sodden pitch. Blackburn against Man United. Remember a cracking league game about 10. I'm going back a bit far today, aren't I? About 10 years ago, where Cam Chelsea scored and Mark Hughes, I think, scored from United, a lob over the keeper at the time. United won 4-2 in the end.
I can go back further than that. Don't worry about that, Edwin. Neville. Some people saying, of course, that if Alex Ferguson was to win the championship this season for Manchester United, it might rank among his greatest achievements and get the better of Chelsea in the title argument. By the way, Manchester United v Chelsea comes up in 2 weeks' time at Old Trafford. Just might attract a little interest, you get the impression?
Well, that certainly will be a clash. Assuming that they'll still be the top two. Take a terrific effort from the likes of Aston Villa to close that gap, or Arsenal, and indeed anybody else below that.
McCarthy. Pedersen trying to chip one down the line. This is Bentley. Looked like a corner off Nemanja Vidic, the Serbian. Been among the goals lately, Vidic. Another header last week. He got one at Wigan as well.
And with Rio Ferdinand chipping in with a couple of goals this season. Always helpful.
Morten Gamst Pedersen with the corner kick. Fed back in. Two-guy couldn't find a way through, and that's deflected behind for what looks like another corner. Mokoena, who hit it, the South African.
Who doesn't score many, but it was certainly worth a shot. He was sort of stuck in between the middle, or stuck in the middle of his body as well.
Edison plays it. United get it away, but perhaps this surface and these conditions not altogether in United's favour here, because it's a difficult pitch on which to play a slick, fast passing game.
There's a straight ball, a couple of players offside, but at least Benni McCarthy on the near side. Acrobatics from Nonda. Who's falling over. Well, it looks like the rain has stopped, Ian. Sure, it has stopped now. These good pitches, as you mentioned at the top of the programme, they do dry out pretty quickly.
Nonda does well. Two-guy, the Turkish international. Lucas Neal curling it into a good area deep. Evra managed to clear it only as far as Emerton, though. Now Mokwena. It's a disappointing ball from him. Zaha. Now Neville. Scholes. Zaha. Lovely movement so far from Manchester United. Rooney. Cut back. Ronaldo trying to volley it, but that's good defending from Blackburn. Crowded him out.
Yeah, it was a great block in the end. I'm just going to say that Blackburn have not been able to maintain the pressure when they've been in the United third of the pitch. But United always seem to do that. Great cutback from Rooney. I think the ball was actually meant for Louis Zaha. Well, Ronaldo comes in off his wing and does well. But great defending.
Loads of support here for Manchester United, as you'd expect. These two grounds, Old Trafford, Ewood Park, only 55 miles apart as Bentley plays this ball in. Pedersen picks it up. Needs a better delivery than that, but rather unexpectedly Blackburn get a corner. It was a slight miscue from Vidic.
Well, you don't want anything to bounce, particularly in the penalty area. It's best to take it on the full, even if it does go out for a corner. Anything that bounces at the moment is going to skid off your shins, off your thighs, any part of your body.
Pedersen with the corner. All the way back to Tugay. Bentley.
Well, I thought Tugay was going to pull the trigger with his left foot. Bentley never got it out from underneath his feet. There's a cutback from Rooney. I think it is meant for Louis Zaha. I think it's Uyu who gets in on the block. There's Tugay actually.
Says he wants to go on playing for Blackburn Rovers till he's 40 years old. Tugay. He's 36 now. Wants to do a Teddy Sheringham.
Well, we'd all love to have done a Teddy. Two guys probably got half a chance of doing that as well. He's not the most athletic of players. I don't mean that disrespectfully, but plays in and around the centre circle. Doesn't really do a great deal of running. So as long as he's in good shape, stays injury free, I don't see why not.
Well, he's been a terrific player over the years, including 92 caps for his country. As we thought, Blackburn making life difficult for Manchester United, as is their wont.
Well, I think Sir Alex Ferguson will probably be pleased if Blackburn actually come into the game a little bit more. They will be tempted to throw one or two more bodies forward and allow United to play on the counter-attack a little bit more. Their transition, the way they move from defence to attack, has always been fantastic, and it's no different now with the two wide players they've got in the team, and Rooney and Zaha. Lots of pace in the team.
Looks like Lucas Neal might have just tweaked a hamstring, the way he was feeling it there, and they've got Michael Gray, who can come on and play at that left back, warming up, so that's a change Blackburn might have to make soon. They won't want to take any chances, particularly on this kind of surface with a hamstring injury. So coming up towards the half-hour mark in the Barclays English Premier League, Blackburn 0, Manchester United 0. Some awkward moments early on for Blackburn, but just beginning to get themselves into the argument.
Well, if Lucas Neal has pulled a hamstring or has got any slight tweak or twinge, almost the worst player to be playing against, Cristiano Ronaldo, who likes to run at defenders.
Zaha. You need maximum speed against him. They're trying to double mark him with Pedersen pulling back every time he gets the ball, but it isn't always possible. And it was Ronaldo who was dispossessed there.
Well, that's a cheapish giveaway again from the Blackburn midfield. I said Nanda and McCarthy, very strong, both very muscular players, but neither have blessed with real great pace.
Working very, very hard, Blackburn, though, to press the ball and deny Manchester United the space to develop their game. And here's Bentley, a former Arsenal player, of course. Vidic with the header away, keeping Wes Brown out of the side. Nemanja Vidic, who was bought for his extra physicality, if I can put it that way, at the back. Scholes up towards Zaha, who has to attack Blackburn on his own here. And looked like he might have just caught Kizanashvili.
It's a good ball from Paul Scholes, but it's difficult when you're backing away, because you know if you allow it to bounce and it runs away from you towards a corner flag, any chance of you going on goal, a loss. If you take it on your chest, a wet bounce, and it runs back in towards the defender.
Neville hitting it long. Two-guy picks it up. Neat piece of play from him in the midfield for Blackburn. And Blackburn won this 4-3 last year. The season before that they drew 1-1. The season before that they won 1-0 against United here. They did the same the year before that as well, winning 1-0. They drew 2-2 the season before that. 0-0 the season before that. And you have to go back to April 1998 for Manchester United's last league win on this ground. 3-1, with Cole, Scholes and Beckham scoring. Long time ago. Here's Zaha. As United look for a different script today, got hold of that, but not accurately enough.
It just cuts across it. Good ball from Rooney. See the ball holds up there. Yeah, Lewis Zaha doesn't connect quite well enough with that. There's not enough pace on the pass from Wayne Rooney, otherwise he might have been able to run one-on-one against Uya. He's a man who can't afford to get injured really this season, certainly not until January anyway.
It is a story today linking Manchester United with a possible bid for Fernando Torres, the Spanish striker. I'm not sure how much truth there is in that one. Of course, in midweek we were reading, I don't know whether there's just a bit of mischievous publicity by Blackburn or whether they really mean it, some interest from Blackburn in David Beckham. Keep your eyes peeled in January. Or will he go to America? Or will he stay at Real? We'll see. Scholes. Giggs. That's a good-looking ball, isn't it? If Ronaldo can keep it in play, which he does. And he gets across right into the danger area, and Rooney missed a golden chance there and is kicking himself about that.
Oh, what a fantastic ball. Rooney acknowledges a cross from Cristiano Ronaldo, and the only thing he does wrong for me is that he just arrives just a little bit too late.
Wonderful move by Manchester United. Should have been the opening goal. Rooney knows it. Cut out by Rio Ferdinand, but Rooney has got 5 goals this season. They've all come in 2 matches, though. The one against Fulham on the opening day, and then the hat-trick he got recently against Bolton. And he's wondering how he didn't add to his tally here.
He can't believe he shakes his head. Great ball from Ryan Giggs. Look at that. Round the back of Lucas Neal, who is struggling for me. He's limping. Ronaldo decides not to take him on. There you go, one of your strikers, get on the end of that one. He's just a little bit too late, Wayne Rooney. Stretches out leg, comes off his heel.
Giggs. Evra. Ryan Giggs again. Patrice Evra picks it up. Almost invited to shoot. He was on his weaker right foot, which was perhaps why he didn't. He was getting letters from people who keep saying professional footballers for all this money should be able to hit the ball with both feet.
It does always sound and seem easy, Ian.
But it isn't. That's what you're trying to tell me.
Exactly what I'm saying. It's not easy. I think, you know, there's lots of boys who, when they first start playing football, they do manage to be able to use the ball, or even if they can't really pass particularly well with their weaker foot, they learn to shoot with it. For a striker, I think it's almost essential. You have to be able to shoot with both feet, at least to be able to make decent attempts on goal. There are going to be times when you kind of look a little bit awkward on your weaker side. unless you're the ilk of Diego Maradona, where you don't need a right foot when you have such a brilliant left foot, do you?
Yeah, he might be an exception.
He is, most definitely, or was.
Swung into the danger area. Vidic got it away for Manchester United. Here's Rooney. Patrice Evra. To Rooney again. Skulls. Now Ronaldo. It's a little bit of a luxury touch in the end, in all honesty, from Ronaldo, and Blackburn can clear it.
Yeah, he didn't draw Lucas Neal enough. Didn't actually go to him and then play it outside. Neal wouldn't have recovered. As you said, Ian, just a little bit casual with the pass.
But he does love to turn on the party pieces, doesn't he?
To be fair to him though, Ian, he does have quite a lot of end product. I guarantee that if he didn't, Sir Alex Ferguson wouldn't be picking him every week.
Well, I think he's been one of the players of this season so far, by common consent, Cristiano Ronaldo. And he's a player too, isn't he, that the league needs. And Bentley has picked up an injury here around the head.
There's that cross again. What a fantastic ball. No Louis Saha, he's on his heels. Rooney arrives late, sticks a leg out, the ball just gets stuck a little bit in that slightly muddy penalty box, but he knows it's a great chance.
Says thank you to Cristiano Ronaldo. And that replay, I think any children watching just underline that sometimes you don't have to beat the fullback to get a great cross, and you just move the ball a quarter of a yard and put it into the right area.
And that's something that he has been accused of, and I suppose he has been guilty of sometimes having the opportunity, not playing across early enough.
Now, apparently we're just hearing from the touchline that Gary Neville has told the United bench he's got a slightly tight calf, and so Wes Brown is being warmed up by Manchester United. He's had a bit of a recurring problem with a calf injury, Gary Neville. Scholes. Now Carrick. Rooney. This is Evra. Neville still soldiering on to Ronaldo. Manchester United working their little triangles. And that's offside against Neville this time. So far Blackburn just hanging on in there in the match. And they'll be happy enough that they've retained parity. They may feel that there's a period later on when they can start to get at United.
United, I wouldn't say they've taken their foot off the accelerator. So as you said, Blackburn are coming to it a little bit more. I see the United probably would even like them low when you're actually playing. You don't feel as if you want the other team to have more possession of the ball. It can work to your advantage. United are mopping things up in and around their penalty area very, very well. Scholes and Michael Carrick.
United haven't been able to produce some of the electrifying football that they have in their last two Premiership games anyway, against Bolton Wanderers and Portsmouth. This is Evra. Evra thinks that's a corner kick, and the referee agrees with him. Just listen to the reception over there for Cristiano Ronaldo. He doesn't care, does he? He's used to it by now. Vidic has come forward, dangerous in the air. Here comes the crossing. It's flicked on. Ferdinand keeps it in play, but makes a present of it to Brett Emerton.
know what, Ian, that reception that players get from opposing fans, wherever you go up and down the country, as long as it's not from your own fans, mind you, we actually like it. We like that horrible reception we get, being booed in the warm-up, booed during the game, booed on the coach getting on.
There's Ronaldo. Yeah, they do say that fans never boo bad players, opposition players.
Dead right.
Yeah. Something in that, isn't there? This is Uya, the Dutch international defender. Of course, Holland playing England in a friendly on Wednesday in Amsterdam. Not sure how friendly it'll be, mind. It's a tasty looking fixture. Manchester City's Micah Richards called up for the England squad for the first time, by the way, for that one. In case you hadn't heard the news. Rooney. Two-guy. Kizanashvili. Emerton inside. Very little threat from Blackburn Rovers, in all honesty, so far, but they are holding United. McCarthy. That's good scurrying, wasn't it, from Scholes. Ronaldo. Oh, and he was caught there by two-guy. I wonder if this is a booking for the Turkish player.
Well, it should be. As blatant as you like. When he gets to the ball, overruns it. Got no chance at. Well.
It's got to be, isn't it? Look at Sir Alex Ferguson.
That's what the manager thinks.
Hey.
I can't believe he's got away with that.
Well, it looks like he has, doesn't it? We're just checking. Didn't see a yellow card administered there by Mike Riley. Oh, Sahar, great effort. And Rooney's missed another one. Goodness me. You can't believe that.
Great shot from Louis Sahar, edge of the box, enough time to turn. Well, he's on the half turn, not even a full turn. Friedel does so well to pick it out. Rooney's got to score from there. What a great chance. They get a little bit of luck with a deflection off Paul Scholes' tackle. Great save from Friedel. Oh, Wayne Rooney. That should be 1-0. That's going in the bottom corner. Great save from the big Blackburn keeper.
I thought Christmas was next month. So unlike Wayne Rooney, that.
Well, we can forgive him from the cross from Ronaldo. Overruns it a little bit. Not the easiest ball to do with, coming past bodies. But that was a golden opportunity.
I don't think he'd be forgiving himself. Well, as we were saying beforehand, commentators, we've played a load of good games up on the gantry. It's Ronaldo.
All my best games are up here.
That's not quite fair, doing yourself down.
Well, I said earlier on about missed chances. When you're on top, Blackburn are coming into it more and more in the last 15 minutes. But there's normally a sting in the tail somewhere, particularly away from home.
Rooney. Wonderful technique from him. Little cameos that he manages to pull off in central areas. He is such a gifted individual, but fact remains, and he knows it better than anybody else in the ground, he should have scored twice here. Rooney. Sahar. Was he bundled over? Sahar looked to be looking to go to ground, to me, at first sighting of that. That will be a free kick by Mike Riley, but Mike Riley is going to pull out a yellow card and last. Now, how he didn't book two-guy, I have no idea earlier on.
Well, he's not booking Vidic for the actual pullback, he's booking Rooney for protesting. There's the ball. Well,
it's Everton, wasn't it?
Yeah, Brett Everton. I think he does well. He knows Saha's not going to get the ball.
And that was Everton as well.
Well, I don't think Louis Saha's got a goal scoring opportunity. Once he allows it to run through his legs. But you can see the frustration from Wayne Rooney. There's two players who should have been booked who haven't been.
So he hasn't got everything right. Now, was that a penalty kick? Of course, Mike Riley knows, doesn't he, that there's a bit of a feeling around the game that he gives Manchester United a lot of penalties at Old Trafford. They're not at Old Trafford today, but he doesn't give them that penalty there. I agree with him. I don't know what you thought, Eff, and I thought Saha was rather looking to go down. So difficult too for referees to distinguish between fact and fiction when it seems every striker in the land's trying to con them.
I don't think it was a pen. It was just the way that Wayne Rooney, it's just the way that Louis Saha, was almost actually crouching and waiting for the turn. He knew the pass was coming from Wayne Rooney.
Just confirmation that Vidic picked up a yellow card as well in another incident. So Vidic and Rooney in the book. Manchester United in stoppage time in the first half. Can they conjure up something here as Giggs plays it in, and Carrick helps it on, but innocuously enough. He's not been in the game too much in the first half, Michael Carrick. There are those who'd like to see a bit more threat and dynamism from him to go with all that elegant passing.
No, it's not his game really. He's the main ball passer in the team in terms of crunching tackles and bursting beyond the front players. We're not going to see that.
Well, no goals, but no shortage of incident, and this man at the centre of it all, Wayne Rooney. Two glaring misses and a yellow card as well, and it seems these days that every half ends with everybody wanting to have protests and surrounding the officials. We could do without it, in all honesty. Interesting second half to come. Blackburn have hung on in there. No goals so far. It's Blackburn Rovers 0, Manchester United 0. But in Ireland. Manchester United in their red shirts, getting us underway at the start of the setting the goal now to your left. I think everybody's probably had a change of shirt, nice clean dry one to put on after all that rain in the first half. It has stopped now, though the pitch remains heavy. Scholes for Manchester United. Now Ronaldo, Lucas Neal staying out there despite a slightly tight hamstring, and Ronaldo's got completely the wrong side of him, lost him there. Ronaldo couldn't finish it off though.
Oh, he was off balance. As we said before, Ian, up in the commentary box, it's great to see what he should do. He's got an opportunity to have a strike, but he's leaning back, and look, a couple of guys on the edge of the box, Rooney and Ryan Giggs. If Rooney gets closed down, he can square it to Ryan Giggs. But great play to begin with. Great two-touch passing between Scholes and Michael Carrick in the middle, created that opportunity.
Are you a little surprised that Lucas Neal is still out there? Because he does seem to be pretty much operating on three cylinders, doesn't he? With this, it looks like a tight hamstring, and Ronaldo left him for dead just now. He does cut that one out. He's such an experienced and important player for Blackburn, but of course, if you're not 100% fit, it's a problem. That's Pedersen's long ball.
No, you're right, and I think if it was any kind of serious problem, what they felt was a serious problem at half-time, they would have made that change. Sometimes players, you know, they don't really want to be coming off at all, and you've got to drag them off. I think in the first 10-15 minutes we'll find out if he is.
Carrick's ball, difficult bounce for Rooney, and Ouya was able to mop it up. Mop it up being the right word in these conditions as well. Here is Neal. Nondon knocks it down. Morton Gams Pedersen, who wishes to be known simply as Gamst on the back of his shirt anyway this season. A Norwegian. Used to call him the Norwegian David Beckham, Morten Gamst Pedersen. Used to get a lot of fan mail. He told me once before a game when we were chatting that he once scored 6 goals in one game from corner kicks as a schoolboy. I said, who was the goalkeeper?
I'm just going to ask, was anybody in goal as a schoolboy?
McCarthy's layoff. Evra biting in with the challenge. Two-guy. Thought about the volley there for a moment and chips the ball towards McCarthy, who's offside.
Would have been worth a try for me, Two-guy on his left foot. Just a yard offside. But Blackburn have not been able to maintain any pressure for me because they don't have anybody in the middle of the park. They've got two sort of defensive and, I wouldn't say negative player, Two-guy certainly not a negative player. When the ball does go up to the front two, nobody's up there to support them, and very often the strikers give the ball away what looks like cheaply. But really, they've got no options. All of a sudden they're surrounded. The defenders right behind them, Ferdinando Vidic and the likes of Scholes and Carrick there to nip the ball off their toes if the control is not precise. So unless the two wide men could come in a little bit more, probably more David Bentley, he likes to come in a little bit more and provide that alternate route for one of the strikers. It's going to be very difficult for them. As a result, keep giving the ball away.
Ronaldo. There's O'Shea over there for company. Carrick. Easily cut out. Now can Blackburn counter? Benni McCarthy. Brett Emerton. Evra's challenge was an illegal one. I wonder if he's going to get a yellow card for it. Bentley was the player who suffered. He's got the yellow card in his hand. I think we've got our answer.
He'll feel a little bit harshly done by it. It's his first offence of the game. That was a foul, was clumsy. Unless he actually gets in front of David Bentley, there's no chance he can take the ball cleanly.
Although I suppose we have to be careful that not every foul is automatically a yellow card. We seem to get close to that at the World Cup in the summer, it seemed to me. Now then, here's the free kick to be taken by Morten Gamst Pedersen, who does deliver a mean one. Oh, that took a little flick on the way through. Could have ended up anywhere. Kizanashvili, I think it was, who got his head to it.
And he holds his head in because he knows he should have scored. 6 yards out. There he is, almost unmarked, in front of Michael, well, behind Michael Carrick. Great ball from Pedersen. It comes off his shoulder. If it comes off his head like he should do, that'll be 1-0. And the side have had no chance from there.
It would have been a great time for Zurab Kizanashvili to score his first ever goal for Blackburn Rovers. Now, Mokwena is in a spot of bother here as well as the yellow card tally mounts.
Well, that's another one who's been booked for, well, he not only blocks Paul Scholes but puts an elbow straight in his neck.
Blackburn Rovers with more cards than any other side in the Premiership again. That was the 29th they've accumulated this season. They're trying to clean up the image a bit, but somehow that slight image of them being a hard side who are prepared to mix it does tend to stick a little. I don't like it. Giggs plays this one in. Is it fair? I don't think it is really, is it?
Well, you're right, they had that reputation last season. Remember Jose Mourinho complaining. Similar vein to Sir Alex Ferguson.
Ronaldo went down in the penalty area there. Nobody really appealing, even in a red shirt, for a penalty kick as Nonda tries to find a way past Vidic. Not easy.
I'd like to remember a good or a great team, Ian. That's not been physical in the last, well, certainly in the history of the Premier League.
Two-guy. Snazzy little step over, wasn't it? Pedersen. Not a good cross. Easy for Rio Ferdinand to get it away. Last year a goal glut in this fixture, 4-3, but no goals so far tonight. Now then, Bentley, the man who scored a hat-trick, of course, in that last game. It comes off Evra. Here's Bentley again. Good ball player. McCarthy. That's good tenacious defending from Manchester United, who have only conceded 5 goals in the Premiership so far.
And the first time Blackburn have been able to give us a concerted period of pressure. Emerton looks to run at every. Wondered if his run had been impeded illegally, but not so. And this one, David Bentley should be demanding the ball. Now Evra's been booked. Bentley hasn't. Should really be demanding it and looking to take him on at every opportunity.
Once again, Manchester United finding Ewood Park a difficult place to visit. There's a bit more urgency and pep about Blackburn as well in this second half. I think Mark Hughes has just demanded a little more from his players. Maybe they'll get the payoff for sticking in the game. Ouya playing a good ball forward. Nonda let go with the shot. Now then, can United break? Here's O'Shea. Scholes. Now O'Shea again. Ronaldo picks it up.
He was in for the 1-2, sorry, Ian. Michael Carrick was in for the 1-2 on the far hand side.
Rooney. Now I was just going to say, Edwin, they always fancy themselves to score, don't they, Manchester United, in any game. And Sahar's just asked a bit too much of Ryan Giggs there.
They do this season, they have over the seasons, last 10 years, because they have the most willing group of midfield players I've ever seen who want to get in the box and score goals. Paul Scholes in particular.
That was Pedersen's challenge on Ronaldo, nothing given.
It's amazing the amount of times as well, Ian, over the years. You look at people who've scored goals from midfield, Frank Lampard and Paul Scholes in particular. The amount of times they score goals unopposed with nobody actually challenging when they run onto balls cleanly in the box, side-footing, drilling them home without anybody challenging them. A lot of the time it's down, obviously it's down to great finishing on both accounts from those two players, to a lot of lazy defending as well. If you're prepared to gamble, the chances are there for you.
Blackburn bidding to be only the 3rd side to take anything off Manchester United in the Barclays English Premier League this season. Only Arsenal and Reading have done it so far. Still plenty of football left. Benni McCarthy. Well, Bentley had made a little run. It was a bit of a miscue from Ferdinand. He's got away with it.
Well, I think he did get the shout from Edwin van der Sar. An ambitious ball from Benni McCarthy. He just miscues it badly.
Listen to the Blackburn fans really winding up the volume level here now. Great atmosphere on this chilly November night. Here's the corner kick which hits the bar. Pedersen, well, I told you, he actually does try to score from them.
I now believe you. He has put in a couple of great free kicks today. Maybe he is going for goal.
I didn't believe it when he said it. He said every time I take one from that side, I'm going to try and score. Left foot. Rooney. Oh, Sahar nearly latched onto it, not quite though. Emerton brings it away. Claims for handball against Evra, not given.
best period of the game for Blackburn, but this should suit Man United. Blackburn pushing the extra bodies forward, and there's that corner kick again. I think he leaves it, Van der Sar, thinks it's going over. Maybe he wouldn't have got a touch anyway. Well, he does pull his hand away right at the end.
Every time you see that, it looks more of a let-off than it did first time. I think Van der Sar was beaten, frankly. Strange incident, but Blackburn close. Carrick. Manchester United having things far from their own way now. Skulls. Now Ronaldo. O'Shea. Not the cross that the red-shirted forwards were hoping for. How about that, eh? O'Shea to Sahar. It's good defending again, though. Kizanashvili.
Well, Louis Sahar was very honest there. I think Kish actually got a touch on him as he controlled it. Could have gone down.
Manchester United knew this was going to be a tough game. It's proving to be exactly that.
Cristiano Ronaldo should be screaming at John O'Shea when he gets one-on-one with Lucas Neal. Leave me alone. I can take him on, even if he's fully fit, and we don't think he is. In the end, he comes round and he draws Pedersen to him. It just makes it more difficult for Ronaldo to get anything going.
Sahar gets the free kick.
Good play from Sahar. Gets a decent touch, just puts his body in front. Kizanashvili's got no option but to try and make an attempt for the ball. Gets it all wrong.
Kizanashvili, who's one booking away, by the way, from a suspension, but that's a side issue for the moment, because this might be the kind of thing from which United can sneak ahead. Ronaldo with another free kick. Look at the way he's setting himself. And again, the wall does brilliantly, but was there encroachment? I believe there was. And was it McCarthy who came out of the wall? Yep, yellow card for him for encroachment.
And that's a good decision. They did that similar position in the first half. There you go. Direct free kick. He steals 3-4 yards. The ball doesn't actually hit him. He's still committing an offence.
Carries on with the argument, which is probably unwise. Football is a passion play. We shouldn't perhaps look to sanitise things too much. There's a lot of moralising about what goes on out on the pitch, but well, you know this better than me, Edwin. Feelings run high out there. That's not to excuse some of the excesses, far from it, but just to understand it sometimes, maybe.
Yeah, it is very hard to control yourself sometimes. And the players do need to be given some leeway.
Now then, they can't encroach this time. Ronaldo's hit the wall twice from these free kicks so far in the match. Can he get this one right? I think they encroached again, for me there, Blackburn. I think that time it was Nonda who did it, which was daft, really, considering his mate McCarthy just been booked. That time Mike Riley did nothing. So where's the consistency?
In fact, this time there's about 4 members of the wall who actually not only jumped up, but jumped forward about 3-4 yards. That's where Mike Riley's got to be strong and say, well, I booked you first, so I'm going to book you again.
Yeah. Blackburn fans taunting Manchester United, but wait, here's Wayne Rooney, got another chance, and again he's denied. This time it was on target. Friedel made a very fine save.
Well, how that one long ball gets through from Michael Carrick, I think it was, from 40 yards away, and Wayne Rooney twists and turns the defender, who doesn't know whether he's coming or going. Rooney should score. Friedel makes a great save, but it's another great chance for Rooney.
Giggs looked to play one inside the two Blackburn players for Ebra, who'd come forward.
We'll see what's coming in. Blackburn will get one chance and take it 1-0. United will be in trouble.
That's the big shout. Here's Ronaldo. Lovely bit of skill. But the cross wasn't so good. There was nobody that deep. And Wayne Rooney, it's just not his day so far, or his night anyway.
Great ball from Carrick. I'm not sure if it was meant for Rooney. There you go, inside on his left foot, back in, through Uya's legs. Fortunately, straight at Brad Friedel, who stands up big enough. He hits him as opposed to him actually making the save.
I thought he was going to hit that with the left foot, bend it into the corner, but he turned back onto his right.
Well, he fooled everybody. In the end, he gave Uya another chance. He went for the sliding tackle, went through his legs. How many times have we seen a deflection that fools your own goalkeeper?
Uya gets it back to Brad Friedel. Blackburn fighting hard, gritty. They've had a barren time lately. They want something from this game to just get their season back going again. Rooney picks it up again. Ronaldo. Game's beautifully poised, it really is. And Manchester United can't afford to drop any points at all, with Chelsea staying hot with them. It's O'Shea who plays it in this time. Kicks, it's arriving! And this time Manchester United do have the lead, and it's Louis Saha who breaks the deadlock. And yet again, for the fourth game running against this opposition, he scores.
Well, it's a great goal, Ian. It doesn't look that great when anybody sees it on TV tonight and think, what's so special about this goal? But look at all the players pushed up in the middle. John O'Shea, everybody thinks he's overhit the cross. There's the determination of someone who's only played, what, 700 games? Ryan Giggs. Fantastic cut back, and Louis Saha's the man on the spot. There you go, pulls away. Ball gets to him, back post. Friedel's got no chance.
Now, as a striker, this is great technique by Saha, isn't it? This isn't easy, is it?
No, it's it. Look, he's falling over, leaning backwards. All he has to do is get a decent connection. He does that, and that's what his boss thinks of it.
No sign of the enthusiasm or fire dying in Sir Alex, even after all those trophies and even after all those years. Louis Saha is the man who has put Manchester United vitally in front in this game with his 8th goal of the season.
And Spurs Wayne Rooney's blushes, doesn't he? 3 great chances Rooney's had today.
Slip by Evra has allowed McCarthy in behind here as Blackburn looked to bounce back. So much pace on that, and it eluded everybody.
Oh, I didn't give Nando a chance. There's a slip from Evra, goes to head it, falls over, heading to the ground. Now McCarthy, just bend it, near post. You've got Pedersen coming in near post, a diving header, or pull it a little bit further back for Nanda. Does neither in the end, smashes it across.
And it's the Manchester United fans who are making the noise now. Rooney can't find the net, but Saha can. And I think that's one of the things, isn't it, about Manchester United? You might stop a couple of them, or a couple might have an off day, but then there are about 3 others.
Won't surprise me if we get to Christmas here and every member of the regular first team has actually scored at least 1 goal. It's a deep cross, such a deep cross from John O'Shea, just when you think he's beaten everybody. Ryan Giggs doesn't give it up.
That must be one of the longest back passes of the season from Paul Scholes. Halfway inside the Blackburn half. Seen it all in the jungle now. Here's Ronaldo. Too quick again for Lucas Neal. He's having a bit of a nightmare against him. And look at this from Ronaldo. On and on and on. And wide in the end.
Well, it was worth a shot after a fantastic run. Lucas Neal's got no chance. There you go. Jinx to go inside. Comes outside him. Thinks of pulling him down. In the end, he deserves to take a shot on goal. Nobody really comes across for that cutback. Rooney does, but far too late. Could have slid him in. Probably thinking, well, Wayne's not going to score today. I might as well have a pop myself.
I'm beginning to think that left backs around the land must have nightmares for weeks beforehand, thinking about when they're going to have to play Manchester United and mark Ronaldo. It must be a nightmare, mustn't it? Because he seems to have 1,000 tricks and so much pace.
Not only that, Ian, but I think people don't give him any credit for his strength.
Great ball down the side by O'Shea for Ronaldo. United going for the jugular a bit now. They'll want a second to put this thing to bed.
Just very quickly on Ronaldo, Ian, as we talked about his strength, not only his physical strength but mental strength, because when you're getting kicked like he does, he's probably the most kick player in the Premiership. You know, you need to be strong mentally to be able to keep demanding the ball all the time in all types of different difficult situations, in your own half and the opposing half. So he's got lots of that, the boy, in abundance.
Morton Gams Pedersen deflects. Won't be able to go for goal from the corner from this side, of course, as a left footer.
Laurie Cunningham used to, didn't he, outside of the foot for Real Madrid, remember?
Oh yeah. Pedersen, it does go a long way. It's bouncing around dangerously in there. I think Kizanashvili had a quarter of a chance, maybe. Guy. That's a good ball. Bentley whips it in dangerously, but Vidic was there for Manchester United. He's very good in the air. It's Guy again from a Galatasaray player. It's a lovely ball to find Bentley, who just lost his footing on this tricky surface.
Inch perfect that was from Guy. 30 yards diagonal ball over Ryan Giggs' head. Bentley loses his footing, as you said. He's perfect for United now, as Blackburn do have to take that extra gamble and really push forward, try and find an equaliser in the last 20-odd minutes. The best counter-attacking team we've seen in recent memory on United.
At the three-quarter way point of the match, or just past it anyway now, Manchester United leading by Louis Saha's recently scored goal. What can Blackburn Rovers do about this? As Edwin was telling you earlier, they're a little short of options just at the moment with strikers, as Rooney looks to find a way forward.
One problem I've got, Ian, is that the two centre forwards for me just a little bit static. As I said, they're both strong boys, but neither of them is able really to get the ball at their feet and turn and run at the two centre halves from Man United. So that kind of trickery and pace has got to come from the two wide players. They've been really on the edge of the game. Bentley's been involved a couple of times with Pedersen. Apart from that attempt on goal from the corner, we've not seen anything of him today.
I don't think he's been in the greatest form so far this season. I've used Sergio Peter a couple of times lately, the young German. He is on the bench today. I wonder whether he might get a run. No Jason Roberts. He's out for quite a few weeks with an injury at the moment.
If they don't get goal the next 5 or 10 minutes, I might idea to go almost three at the back. Allow two guys to sit just that little bit deeper and allow Brett Emerton to come further on the right hand side and give David Bentley a little bit more help. Certainly need to put pressure on United's left hand side. That for me is where they're going to have the opportunity to break them down.
Rooney and Ronaldo, they've worked it wonderfully well so far. Can Saha finish? Just delivered a little earlier than he wanted it.
Well read by Uya. Saw Saha was coming across, or felt him, didn't quite get across him.
They are perfectionists at this exalted level of the game, and Ronaldo just knows they just didn't quite get the final ball right, and they work so very, very hard on that in training. It's quite interesting, there's no suggestion at all here. Manchester United have gone ahead. A lot of teams in their position would look to maybe just tighten things up and sit on this. They've gone for another one, haven't they? They're looking for a second.
No, it's not their way, is it? Whether you like them or not, whether you're a Man United fan or not, you've got to admire the way they always play.
Bentley caught into a very good area. That's really good, and just flipped away in the end with Cheyenne Ferdinand back there. I think it was Ferdinand who did get his head to it.
Yeah, it was a great play and head in the end. He was under pressure, but didn't have anybody challenging him, because I think John O'Shea just cleverly blocked off the run of Nonda. There we go, O'Shea just comes across, comes into the back of Nonda. Great cutback from Giggs.
High technique again from Louis Saha. That wasn't easy. That could easily have ended up in row G. Just changed his body shape and cleverly kept the ball down too with the effort.
Well, as soon as he went over his head and Rooney's head and Cristiano Ronaldo's head, he was about the only person who reacted. Of all his teammates and all the Blackburn defenders, he reacted and he got that little bit of luck. Came behind Uya and he was able to hook it in. You can't say that they haven't deserved it.
When you looked at the fixture list, this looked like a big one against a side with a habit of causing problems. But Manchester United, so far, so good for them as Saha gets it. Worm's eye view for you for a moment.
Good decision. He gets the touch. Saha avoids falling on the ball.
Friedel swaps a bit of banter with somebody about all of that. Here comes the Manchester United corner. Now Vidic was in there again. Carrick here. Started to score his first Manchester United goal, by the way. Michael Carrick. In fact, he's only ever scored 7 goals in the Premiership. Not enough, really, even though he's a deep-lying midfield player.
Well, he doesn't ever really play too close to the opposing penalty box, does he? It's not his game to be doing that. He's trying to control the tempo of the game. I think if you get 3 or 4 goals a season, well, you said Ian, 7 goals in how many appearances for 3 different clubs now?
Well, it's a lot.
That's what he does do very well. So the ball came to him in a tight space. He knows exactly who's around him and lays it off one touch. He doesn't get caught in possession too often, Michael Carrick. I'll give him that. Always knows where he wants to pass the ball before he receives it.
Well, he's a lovely player to watch. He's like an old-fashioned pass master, just like that ball to Rooney. Just picked him out. Giggs. To pull it back.
Yeah, just tries to be a little bit too precise, Ryan Giggs. A couple of bodies in the box. Rooney was in there.
Look how hard Cristiano Ronaldo was working to get back there on the left-hand side to cover. Manchester United working hard to keep shape and get the ball back when they've lost it. Saha has it. Skips past one challenge, then another, and then tries to let one go. It was quite a long way wide in the end.
Oh, he's in great form, Saha. Just stand off him a little bit. There he goes, shifts it on his right foot. It's a man who's benefiting from Ruud van Nistelrooy's absence. Giving a lot more confidence now that he knows if he's fit, more than likely he's going to play. It just allows you to express yourself a little bit more, knowing that if you do go a couple of games without a goal, as he has done this season, you are going to get back and given the opportunity to find your goal-scoring touch.
Well, Sir Alex Ferguson kept faith with Louis Saha. He had so many injury problems for a year or so when he arrived at Old Trafford. You wondered really whether it was one of those ill-fated moves, but nope, not so. Now that he's fit, he can't stop scoring.
No, I think he suffered obviously from the big Dutchman who was in fantastic form in his seasons at Old Trafford. And when Saha did come into the team, you could see he was playing under extreme pressure all the time.
Lovely ball from him here to Ronaldo. Friedel's come for that. He had to win it, and he did.
Thought he wasn't going to get there, Ian.
That'd be the only race he ever does win against Cristiano Ronaldo. You wouldn't want to set off a level start. Giggs here, And Manchester United threatening a second goal. That's the ball into a great area. Now they're saying that's a back pass. And well, Neil, he's really moving in a laborious way, Lucas. He's been carrying this injury. Is this a back pass, Neil?
No, he's trying to control it, but he's not really making any attempt to hack it clear, is he?
Pedersen chipping it forward. Have Blackburn run out of ideas, or do they have one moment still left in them in this game? It's two-guy. It's getting late. Bentley into the danger area, and McCarthy was in there, and Van der Sar just got there first.
Oh, it was a great punch. Great ball from Bentley. Just clips it up. It's a teasing ball. The defender can't get there. Van der Sar takes no chances. Takes ball and man.
Hamilton, it's O'Shea who gets it away this time. Better spell here for Blackburn Rovers. Two-guy look to go past Carrick. Neil chipping one up, and it was a bit careless the way really that Nonda had got himself in an offside position there.
There's the ball from Bentley. Great ball from two-guy cross. Little dink up into the penalty spot. And Van der Sar, fantastic ball that is. Well, he goes for it, McCarthy. Just can't get, he can't get across Van der Sar. If he had it done, the slides of the stretchers would have taken it in.
Sergio Peter, the German winger, will replace David Bentley. So interested to see what they're going to do here, because he's a left-sided player. Normally plays where Pedersen is playing, so maybe Pedersen's going to go out to the right and look to cut in onto his left foot. We'll see how they're going to play this, Blackburn. Giggs, who recovered well. United looking for a sixth consecutive win in the Barclays English Premier League. Here is Peter straight away. Scholes looking lean and fit and nippy. Some people were wondering if his career was threatened last year by that eye injury. The eye's still not totally right, but it isn't stopping him playing very, very well. Ronaldo was just being held as he tried to turn. United are wondering there whether they should have been given an advantage.
Yeah, there was a pull. Big pull, both hands. But there you go, he's free. He's got a yard of space. As he plays the ball there, both officials can see. At least give him a couple of seconds.
Another thing about Manchester United is that currently Sir Alex Ferguson is absolutely dead sure what his best 11 is. Same team every week, I think, as long as this run goes on and everyone stays fit. They might not with Gary Neville with this calf injury. This is Evra. Gets it back again. Ainsley may have to work pretty hard to get his place back off him.
Well, he was fantastic for me last season. Gabriel Ainsley. Or the season before he got injured, he was out for most of last season. Best left back in the country, I thought. Certainly the most rugged and the best defender.
Ronaldo, O'Shea, Sahar. At times Manchester United's football almost irresistible. Scholes. You have to say, at the moment in this phase of the season, and I won't put it any stronger than that, they are playing like potential champions.
Well, it's a youngish team at the moment. Unfortunately for them, the older guys in the team, Scholes, Neville, Giggs, etc., they're the ones who've taken championships before, and if it does come down to the final couple of games, you won't find those guys wanting.
McCarthy. Peter. Nonda, who's shortly to be withdrawn, we understand. Francis Jeffers is going to come on, the former Everton and Arsenal man. One or two loans as well along the way. Ronaldo. O'Shea. Louis Sahar takes on Lucas Neal, then Kizanashvili, but that's good tenacious defending by the Georgian. Rooney, lovely ball, Ronaldo. But it's still only 1-0, and all the time it's only 1-0. Blackburn will live in hope. Another goal, and to be honest with you, they're dead.
Well, they can't keep over the ball, Ian, Blackburn. Look how long United managed to keep the ball in and around the area. Almost 5 minutes.
There's some ball, wasn't it, by McCarthy? Nonchalant. Emerton. Now Two-Guy. That's a decent ball. They want a penalty kick here. Blackburn Rovers. McCarthy going down. They're not going to get the penalty. There was an offside, in fact.
Great ball from Two-Guy. Well, McCarthy makes his run the wrong side. Well, if he goes the other side of Vidic, he obviously won't get the goal-scoring opportunity immediately. A great spot from Two-Guy, where everything's been quite central for Blackburn. They've got nothing from their wide plays today.
Shivani Nonda replaced by Francis Jeffers, who hasn't scored a goal in the league for a couple of seasons. Restricted appearances during that time, to be fair to him, for one reason or another. But he did score recently against Basel in the UEFA Cup. Blackburn's only recent win by 3-0 on this ground. Two-Guy.
Well, couldn't be a better time to get your first goal of the season.
Evra gets it away. There might be a bit of defending for Manchester United still to do here. The margin is only 1 goal. I wonder if they're going to face a kind of similar game as well next week, United, away to Sheffield United, who are battling, of course, all the time to try to maintain their status in this league.
Well, Sheffield United have picked up some good points this season. I think it's a game that United can win by their determination in the sort of first half hour of matches like that. They have by far the greater quality. It won't be a pushover though, the Blades.
Blackburn, by the way, are at home to Spurs next week. Another home game for them. And they'll need something out of that unless they can come up with something here. Carrick, unlike him, that ball cut out by Lucas Neal. Pedersen helping it forward towards Jeffers.
The service has not been great for the front two today. I don't think that's going to change in the last 4 or 5 minutes. I thought actually they could have played a little bit more direct football early on when they were a lot fresher.
Look at that again from Ronaldo. Knife through butter, wasn't it? In towards Rooney, who'd gone to the near post. Not quite. Rooney, who might have had a hat-trick today. Certainly 2. Two-Guy looking to spread it to McCarthy, whose control was instant.
There's no width, Ian. Absolutely no width. You don't want your centre forward playing on the right wing. 5 minutes to go, trying to get a goal behind.
Blackburn's need is desperate now. Ouya. There's a bit of a misunderstanding there for a moment. Van der Sar's come for it. Now, did he handle that outside the area? Blackburn say he did.
Well, he dived on it and then realised he was going to slide out the area and throws it away. Well, not according to Mike Riley. Still had hold of it as he left the penalty box.
Well, he says he threw it away. This is an interesting one. If so, it's a very sharp piece of thinking by Van der Sar.
No, I think he did. Just on the line.
Touch and go. Now then, it's a big decision. It's gone against United. Here comes the free kick. Two-Guy. Whoa! Then McCarthy nearly came up with an equalizer. Two-Guy's shot was a total miscue, and Van der Sar is hurt in making the save.
Real miscue from Two-Guy. That might look like a training ground move to people at home, but it certainly wasn't. McCarthy, well, he scuffs the shot, comes off his shin, takes a couple of bobbles. I don't know where Van der Sar's been hurt. Gets a friendly kick in the back there from Rio Ferdinand, I think. I don't think he's too badly hurt. Maybe just taking a bit of a steam out of the game.
I'm glad you made that suggestion, but let's have a look. Is there any injury here in the save? Well, yeah, it did hit him in the face, didn't it?
He gets smacked in the face.
Yeah. But I think if they were 1-0 down at this situation, I don't think Edwin van der Sar would be lying around there. But just a bit of professionalism from his point of view. Some people would call it gamesmanship. He realised that Blackburn were just building up a little head of steam, I think, and decided he'd take the heat out of things for a bit.
You thought I was being cynical, didn't you?
I thought you were right. Mikael Sylvestre is going to come on as Manchester United look to just wind down the clock a little further and break the rhythm of things, as managers in this situation and teams in this situation tend to do.
Played well today, Patrice Evra. It's another time-wasting solution.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I mean, I agree with you about Ainsley being so good when he was fit, but Evra's playing so well that it will be hard to leave him out, wouldn't it? I think Mark Hughes knows, really. I think he knows exactly what's going on here.
Well, Sparky was one not to stay down even when he was really injured. He'd get himself up and carry on, battle on. I'm sure we'll see an extra minute or so from Mike Riley. I think Sir Alex will be pleased today. If they manage to hold on for the 3 points, he knows they've not been at their best, but they have dominated the game for long periods. They've created enough chances, 4 or 5 very, very good ones. Rooney, as you said, he could have had a hat-trick. It's a game he'd be happy to come away from Ewood Park with a victory.
Rooney looking to break in behind. It's the last minute of normal time now.
I think Blackburn, for the way they play, I wouldn't say they're an over-aggressive team, but certainly they do like to harry opponents, particularly the ones who are superior technically and in the skill department. They're missing a couple of key plays, and that's made a big difference today. Talked about them at the beginning, Stephen Reid and Robbie Savage in particular.
Yeah, they could do with them back as soon as they can manage it. Ronaldo, who's caused havoc on that side in the second half. It's Peter who's taken him out. Yellow card for that.
Just sucks him in. He skips past him.
And there are times when you think it's just about the only way to stop Ronaldo, to foul him. Manchester United here will look to hold on to the ball. Rooney.
Scary thing for everybody, Ian, is that he's going to improve in the next couple of years when he actually realises that when people wouldn't say that they'll find him out, because as a good player he's got so many ways in which to beat people. When he plays things a little bit more simply on occasions, people won't be able to control him at all.
There's a bit of an incident going on over on the far side there, with Rooney just seeming to get involved with the spectator swapping banter. That's the kind of thing he does have to put a stop to. There's no need for it. Now Ronaldo's got an injury. Ronaldo has an injury, or are United just looking to break the rhythm of the game again? Don't think so. If it is an injury of any consequence, it's a worry. That Chelsea game, remember, is a fortnight away. He's limping, Ronaldo, and I think Manchester United will want to get him out of there. But we're in stoppage time. There's due to be 4 minutes of that, if I hadn't told you that already. I might have done. In all the confusion, I kind of forgot. Here's the limping Ronaldo. And he's not limping that look. Well, forget the unfit bit.
And I was going to say that he was genuinely injured. And I just shrugged it off a little bit.
I'm trying to get Darren Fletcher on Manchester United, and they'll do that. It's run out. There could be another card here. This time for Kizanashvili. 4th of the game, that one, for Blackburn Rovers. Manchester United with 3. It's 7 and counting for Mike Riley so far. Ronaldo limping off, but it didn't stop him really putting on the afterburners about half a minute ago.
Well, he's certainly played his part today. And it looks like a deserved victory for Man United. And once again, they're going to stretch the lead at the top of the table. I don't think Mark Hughes can have too many complaints today. They've been outplayed really in every department. And they'd be worried really that at home, where they've got such a good record normally, that they've not been able to create one decent opportunity.
Zaha, the goal-scoring hero for Manchester United, who are on the verge here of their first win at Ewood Park in a league match for 8.5 years. And they're first against them in the league in the last 6 meetings. Bit of a bogey side, but not so today, unless there's something really late. Everton, they've got to go long. It's towards McCarthy, and it drops conveniently for Edwin van der Sar, and that might just about be it in terms of any chance for Blackburn.
No, it's just a hopeful ball in the end. It's John O'Shea playing him onside. It's difficult 1 against 3. And I do believe early on, if McCarthy and Nonda had had a little bit more direct service, not route 1 but long pass as opposed to a long ball, they could have caused a little bit of trouble. But the 2 wide plays today for me were very disappointing with Blackburn. Absolutely no service to the front 2, and not much help either in the middle of the park.
It has to be a bit of a worry for Mark Hughes. The side are on a pretty bad run. This is their worst run for 3 years. This is going to be 4 consecutive league defeats now. We've played over 4 minutes of stoppage time, but there has been a substitution made in that time, so that will be another 30 seconds added on in theory. Giggs, United top of the league is the chant from the travelling fans. Here's Zaha. Just want to keep the ball now, but they haven't managed to do that. Guy was impeded by Wayne Rooney. Can't be very much more of this, you wouldn't think so anyway. United fans want the final whistle. Mike Riley shows no signs of giving it to them just yet.
It's a great 3 points in the end. I think Sir Alex would have looked at the Blackburn team sheet and thought, with a depleted team, we don't take the 3 points, I'll be devastated today.
That is it. Another very good win, that one, for Manchester United against a bogey side, Blackburn Rovers. 6 wins on the bounce now in the Barclays English Premier League. Louis Zaha, the goal-scoring hero for Manchester United, who did tend to dominate things on what was a difficult surface, drenched by some heavy rain. Wayne Rooney might have had a hat-trick on another day. In the end, it didn't matter, because the final score here is Blackburn Rovers 0, Manchester United 1.